So today we are going to study about the Pharmacology 2 practical, that is experiment number 14, anti-inflammatory activity of drugs using carrageenan-induced POW model. Okay, so the animal will be taking here is your rat, approx 150 to 180 grams. Carrageenan is a drug which will induce the edema or edematous condition, or we can also say as swelling. Okay, and the instrument used is ethosometer. The principle is the carrageenan-induced POW model is a well-defined model of acute inflammation that a variety of mediators, specifically inflammatory mediators, involved in its development and has been widely not it is widely been used to evaluate the anti-edematous effects of drugs. So this carrageen induced POW model has been widely used in the clinical trials or in the pharmacological department because these carrageenan drug shows acute inflammation, and in order to study about the anti-inflammatory properties, activities, or any kind of anti-edematous drugs, effects of drugs, this model is used. It is also useful in detecting oral active anti-inflammatory agents because it has a significant predictive value for anti-inflammatory agents acting through the mediators of acute inflammation. Okay, so this is Vinegar 8L 1969. This is just an example. The development of edema induced by carrageenan injection causes an acute local inflammatory response in the early phase 0.10 to 1 H by carrageenan injection causes histamine, serotonin, and bradykinin are the first mediators involved, where prostaglandin and various cytokinins such as interleukin 1b, 1 IL-6, IL-10 and TNF alpha are implicated in the second phase. So simply we know कि the carrageenan जो induced POW model है ये बहुत well defined acute इन्फ्लामेशन और वैरायटी ऑफ इन्फ्लामेटरी मीडिएटर्स के डेवलपमेंट में यूज़ किया गया है. ये ड्रग्स को जो है और या ये मॉडल को वाइडली यूज़ करते हैं एडिमेटिस कंडीशन के इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ड्रग्स को स्टडी करने के लिए, इवेल्यूएट करने के लिए. ये डिटेक्ट बहुत अच्छे से कर लेता है ओरली एक्टिव इन्फ्लामेटरी एक्शन बिकॉज इसके पास सिग्निफिकेंट प्रेडिक्टिव वैल्यूज होती है. देयर इज मतलब इमीडिएट development of edema or edematous condition when the carrageenan injection is induced, okay, at the local inflammatory response. And in early phase, the histamine, serotonin, and bradykinin are first mediators involved, and prostaglandins and various other cytokinins such as interleukin and TNF alpha are implicated in the second phase. Now we'll see the principle of your instrument. So this is the ethosometer is an instrument that is designed to measure the small changes in volume, usually via the displacement of water and mercury. In use, the POW is inserted into the water or mercury content in the special water cell of which the resistance is changed due to the immersion of animals. So this is your ethosometer. Okay, this is generally the equipment wherein there is a water or mercury cell wherein the power of the animal is dipped into it or immersed to check the resistance changed. Okay, now we'll understand the procedure so you can get the clear idea. In this test, rats were divided in two groups with each group containing 5 animals. So we'll divide in two groups, okay, group 1, group 2. So that means we have taken 10 animals, 5 in group 1 and 5 in group 2. Okay, the control group, suppose we are giving this as a control group. Okay, one group will be the control group and other will be the test group. सो जो कंट्रोल ग्रुप है उसको हम लोग दैट इज ग्रुप 1, उसको हम लोग व्हीकल देंगे सबसे पहले 10 ml पर kg, ठीक है। और जो टेस्ट ग्रुप है उसको हम लोग सेलिकॉक्सिब देंगे 50 mg पर। बट पहले क्या करना है, पहले दोनों में, कंट्रोल में भी और टेस्ट में भी, दोनों में एडिमाइटिस कंडीशन प्रोड्यूस करना है। एंड देन जो टेस्ट वाला होगा उसको आफ्टर सम टाइम्स हम लोग इंजेक्शन देंगे ऑफ योर सेलिकॉक्सिब और फिर उसका रिस्पॉन्स चेक करना है। ओके, सो हम लोग ने दो ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड किया है, एक को वहीकल देंगे और एक को और सेलिकॉक्सिब देंगे, ठीक है, 50 mg। वन ऑफ द One one edge of treatment, the acute inflammation was induced in the right hind paw of rats by supplantar injection of 0.1 ml of carrageenan, 1% suspension of carrageenan using 2% of gum acacia as a suspending agent in normal saline. The paw volume was measured at 0, 3 and 5 at Ethazometrically after the carrageenan injection. The percentage inhibition of inflammation was determined by the formula %1 minus dt upon dc into 100 by dp is the difference in power volume and drug treated group, and dc is the difference in the power volume in the control group. Furthermore, T stands for inhibition of inflammation. Yani we have taken simply two groups, group 1, group 2, 5 एनिमल्स दिए हैं, एक को बोलेंगे कंट्रोल ग्रुप, दूसरे को बोलेंगे टेस्ट ग्रुप। दोनों को कैरागिनान इंजेक्शन देंगे यूजिंग 2% ऑफ गम अकेशिया एज अ सस्पेंडिंग एजेंट एंड नॉर्मल सलाइन, ठीक है। कैरागिनान देंगे, अक्यूट इन्फ्लामेशन देंगे, उसके बाद हम लोग पावर वॉल्यूम को चेक और एक को फिर सेकेंड ग्रुप को जो है सेलिकॉक्सिब भी देंगे। फिर पावर वॉल्यूम जो है वो दोनों का 0, 3, 5 से वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट से चेक करते रहेंगे कि कितना उसका पैर का सूजन हुआ है। जो उसका परसेंट इनहिबिशन होगा इन्फ्लेमेशन का उसको फॉर्मूला से डिटरमाइन करेंगे। और डिफरेंस डीसी एंड डीटी और टी स्टैंड्स फॉर इनहिबिशन ऑफ इन्फ्लेमेशन, ये हम लोगों को समझेगा इनटू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, दैट इज द ऑब्जर्वेशन टेबल। DC is okay, we have to check for 3 hours, okay, power volume 0, 3, 5 hours, right? It was that way, isometrically. So now what we'll do, DC is power volume vehicle treated after 3 hours and DT is nothing but the drug treated, okay, power volume for drug treated। यानी यहाँ पर हम लोग ने DT में सेलिकॉक्सिब दिया है एंड यहाँ पर vehicle, so DC is 13.6 and it is 7.2. So we have to put in this formula percent inhibition I is equal to 1 minus dt upon dc into 100. So dt कितना है, power volume treated after 3 hours, vehicle treated, so I'll just write 1 minus dt कितना है 13.6, okay. Okay, so here we have to put this in formula. So inhibition I, so I'll just write I is equal to 1 minus dt कितना है, ड्रग ट्रीटमेंट 7.2 डिवाइड बाय कितना है 13.6 into 100. Okay, so this we will calculate. तो अब कितना आएगा, फर्स्ट विल डिवाइड दिस थिंग। सो जब मैं 7.2 को 13.6 से डिवाइड करूँगी, सो आई गेट 1 माइनस 0.529, 0.529, ओके, दिस इज 1। सो मैं जब इसको 1 से माइनस करूँगी तो जो भी आंसर होगा उसको 100 से मैं मल्टीप्लाई करूँगी। सो द फर्स्ट आंसर आई एम गेटिंग इज एज 47.05%, ठीक है। सो दिस इज द लाइक फर्स्ट हाउ आई गॉट द आंसर, ठीक है। सेकेंड में भी क्या करेंगे, सिमिलर, इनहिबिशन इज इक्वल टू कितना है dt 6.1 minus 6.3, or DC is 12.2 into 100. So here I'll get 1 minus 0.062 602, I'm sorry, 602, 0.602 into 100, okay, into 100. So I'll get the answer as 48.4. So that's how you have to calculate for 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now after that, this is not the answer. You have to calculate the average. So I'll just show you how to calculate the average here. So for averages, you will have to take the mean, that is, I'll be taking 47.05%, 48.4%. This are all I'll take and just divide by 5. After dividing by 5, I'll get the answer as 40.92%. So this is my real answer. Okay, this is the inhibition of the anti-inflammatory response when the drug celecoxib is treated. Okay, so here generally carrageenan देते हैं, जिसकी वजह से पाव एडिमा मॉडल में there is a induced edema, और उसके बाद celecoxib देते हैं as a drug treatment. Okay, I hope you have understood. This is very simple. Celecoxib is a selective COX-2 inhibitor. The mechanism of action is due to the selective inhibitor of cyclooxygenase 2, which is responsible for prostaglandin synthesis, that is an integral part of pain and inflammation. So celecoxib is an anti-inflammatory drug, NSAID we can say, which is used in the treatment of anti-inflammatory, and it is a selective inhibitor of cyclooxygenase 2, which is responsible for prostaglandin synthesis. It is marketed as Celebrex, okay, under the brand name Celebrex by the company Pfizer. Okay, it is used to treat mild and moderate pain. It is also used to treat relieve the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, that is a bone arthritis. Okay, now see, by this you can see this is the normal, uh, this is your normal power model. Okay, and when there is, this is a normal, okay, this is untreated, मतलब यहाँ पर normal है, this is normal power model. When you are injecting the carrageenan, okay, so there is this kind of edematous condition form. Okay, you can see there is a power model edema. Just 1 second. It's not coming. Okay, so this is the normal and this is untreated. Okay, when you are injecting carrageenan, there is an edematous, and when celecoxib is given, there is a positive control test. Yeah, it is being treated, and rather than at last it is treated wholly. Okay, last was the conclusion that it was observed that celecoxib reduces its power volume, and it power volume of celecoxib treated rats was found to be less as compared to the vehicle treated group, and average of percentage inhibition was 40.92, which we got percent as an anti-inflammatory activity of celecoxib. Okay, here I don't know why it's not moving down. You're not, I can just show you possible. No, it's not. Okay, so whatever, I have just read for you all. Thank you everyone.